It's hotter here than in Athens, Greece, I'm sure.
It's another baking hot weekend at Nick's garage, and Sylvain is in the shop to pick up his 600 horsepower Dodge Charger.
This is a 600 horsepower engine we built last year or the year before, and this is his car. And there he goes. He always drives it hard. Perfect. Apague o outro, apague o outro. Ok, c'est bon. Perfect. Here you have it, you guys. 68 Dodge Charger in red, 4-speed with a 600 horsepower, 440 that we built a couple of years ago. And now he just came in because he had the engine removed, so he got to have the engine bay painted. And of course, he brought it back in so I could get it started for him. And now he's taking it back home. And another one ready to go. That's Sylvain for you guys. Now you know why you wanted 600 horsepower on that 440. See the way he drives that Dodge pickup? Yeah, some of us call him the madman, but you know what? He is what he is. He's got a Charger, he's got a few MOPARs, and he beats them all. Or should I say, puts them all to the pace. And there he goes.
There are lots of good things in Nick's place this summer, but today he and his brother Phil are in the dyno room, helping out a customer and fellow bracket racer with his stroked out racing engine.
We've got an engineer on the dynamometer that belongs to a customer of mine, which is a full-time drag racer with a bracket car, 1971 Dodge Dart, and he's got a 360 here with a stroker kit up to 408 cubic inch. It's a bracket racer like my brother Philip, and he's been racing at Naperville for many years. And of course, the main thing is not great horsepower. The thing is to have the car consistent. So he's been racing against us, with us, and of course, every weekend we race together. So now we had to build him a new engine for his car to run this year. So we have finished assembled it, and now we have it on the dynamometer, and we're gonna do some testing and see how it goes. The engine he had running at the car for so many years, he threw out a connector rod. So he had I-beam connector rods. So in this case now, we did an update with a new, another used block, another crankshaft with H-beam connector rods. We put on the same heads, same intake manifold, a new cam of course. And by the way, he designed the engine with my brother Philip. And of course they got all the parts from Mechanic Auto Parts. Every piece that was installed on this motor, the pistons, the rings, the crank, the rods, the gaskets, the cam, the timing chain, the oil pump, the strainer, the oil pan, and whatever. My customer who has this engine doesn't want to be on the video, but it doesn't matter. He just wants to see the engine run. We have him here. We're not going to show you him. He just wants to see how the engine runs. So here we are. We're going to get it started, check the timing, air fuel ratio, and then of course we're going to try to tune it with his carburetors. But in the meantime, we're going to start with my 750 double pumper and see what it does. It's a very hot day today, very hot and humid. So it doesn't matter. I love the heat anyways. And we're ready to get it started, and let's see what goes on. There we go, full tank. We're running a Petrocanada 94 octane. There it is. Actually, it's aluminum heads with a 12.18 compression ratio. But then again, it's got a high duration cam, so it's gonna bleed off. So hopefully it works for us. So let's give it a try. Okay, let's break it in. Let's go.
Nick's brother Phil designed the engine with Nick's customer, even though they'll likely end up racing against each other on the track someday soon. Warms up the engine and dials in the timing at 32 degrees to begin.
And we have an oil leak right on the intake manifold right here. Let me finish testing it, and the oil leak that I've got right here in the corner will be fixed later on. Okay. Yeah, 175. There'll probably be 180 with all the spark plugs out. Yeah. Okay, 32-degree timing. With, that's our carburetor. 5,000 RPM. Let's see if I have to adjust the absorber now. Hold on.
After one last adjustment, Nick is ready to try a first pull.
Okay, I opened it.
This is a fish engine moving for a bracket racer. What do you say?
Here we go. One pull. Oh my God, we gotta go a lot more RPM than that.
Oh yeah.
Look, 5,000 RPM, we're at 463. Here we go.
4,000, it's 55, it's gonna be around, it's 55.
Wow, okay, we gotta go a lot more RPM.
Yeah. Look at the torque. 529 torque.
Wow.
529.
Voila. At 3,900 RPM, you got.
About those 500. Go
Yeah.
around 5758.
Yeah, see, we took it to 5,000 RPM. Now we're gonna take it to
Climbing,
5,6,
still climbing.
5,7. We finished at 5,000 RPM. We pulled out a 463 horsepower, and at 3,900 RPM, we pulled out a 529 torque. We're gonna take it to 5,800 RPMs right now on this 360 stroker. We're gonna start at 2,500 RPM. We're gonna go to 5,800 RPM at 300 RPMs per second. Here we go. go.
480. Okay, I got it.
Let's see what we got. Yes, sir.
480.
Oh my God, we gotta go higher. Jeez, look, 5,800 RPM, we're at 482.
After taking the engine to 5,800 RPM, they still haven't found maximum horsepower. So Nick sets up another pull, looking for the edge of the envelope.
We're ready? $3,000 to $6,000 RPM. Here it is, the 58, 488 horsepower. 480, that's 1 horsepower plus per cubic inch. 4.8 versus 488. Got more torque too, eh? This is gonna be a screamer. Now, do we go with your carburetors now?
No, that's a timing.
Is that 32 degrees and all that, eh?
34.
All right, let's go with more timing. It's your engine, let's see what you've done. My brother wants to advance the timing by 2 degrees. So we're gonna go from 32 to 34. Since he designed the engine with my customer, I'll let them do their picks and I'll just make the tests. Teamwork, it's teamwork. We went from 32 degrees to 34 degrees, and now we're making another test back to back. Okay, here we go.
I got 490 now.
Actually, it's almost the same. Yeah, it was better at 32. I'll cool down the water. We're gonna make another test back to back. We're gonna run our cooler temperature. I just found out he runs between 140 and 150. I've been doing tests at 160, 165. So I brought the temperature more down to be running cooler at 150 around there. So let's cool it down and make some more testing. I got 157 right now. Okay, let me see if it stabilizes at 150. It should go down. We're at 156 right now. I think I better run a cooler, eh?
Yeah.
Okay, a little bit more cooler. Let's go.
What is this adjust?
Water temperature.
yeah.
I'm trying to run a cooler. That's the thermostat. I adjust the thermostat. When you tighten it, it goes cooler. So I'm running a cooler. So 140, 150. Here we go. Go ahead. God, the way we're going, we should aim for 500. Wow, look at that. We're almost at 490 at 5,800 RPM. We're pretty good, man. And the torque is up there too. Yeah, 536.5 at 4,000 RPM. Not bad. 64, we're starting at 3,000. We're good. Okay, we're gonna run at a cooler temperature of roughly 140, 150. And we leave the timing at 34, and we're gonna make a test right now and see where we get. We're going to 6,400 RPMs. There you go.
You're in there.
You're in there still. Look, 46, 47.
And you see what's his peak power?
58, 57, which is pretty good. Yeah, 57, 58.
It's 57. There it is. That's what it's supposed to be.
That's it. Yeah, that's where it should be. Yeah, there it is. We don't have drastic spring zone, and let me tell you. Ah, look at that. Nice and flat. This is beautiful. This is beautiful. What do we see? This thing is going pretty good. Now we're going to play with different timings according to Philip and Robert. What do you see, guys? You want to make a back-to-back test? Okay. Oliver, you want to check, should we have any fuel left?
We have gas.
Okay, perfect. I got to put the timing back where it was. Gotta mess with the oil, but don't worry. We'll take care of it later. We got 95, 96 degrees Fahrenheit here today. Especially in this room, it's even hotter. We got the fan going through ventilation, and we're gonna do the best of what we've got. Here we go.
Doing the best with what he's got has been the name of the game for Nick since he was a teenager, building his friends' street racers in the back alley. Nowadays, the races take place on the track for the most part, and lots of customer cars are on Nick's to-do list.
.454 big block Nova with a 12-bolt rear end with the 4-speed. And right now we had to do some clutch work on it, so we went to test it out on the block and see how it goes. And that's about it. That's it. Just came in for a clutch job. And it's ready to go, I guess. So the customer went to try it out, and that's it. 454 72 Nova with the 4-speed 12-bolt rear end. We had the clutch, the slave cylinder and the master cylinder replaced for the clutch. And then at the end we couldn't get the car started because he had a hidden switch for the fuel pump. So we spent a few hours on it trying to get the fuel pump to work by bypassing it, and then the customer never told me he had a hidden switch. Anyways, we finally contacted him. He told me where it was. We put it on, we got the car running, and there it is. He's off for a drive.
Nick never knows what's going to roll into his shop next, but he continues to greet every job with the same passion for power he's had since he was a kid. It's that passion that keeps him going on days like today, when it's over 100 degrees in the dyno room and he's chasing down those last few horses before calling it quits. In the end, Robert's stroker racing engine made more power than he'd hoped for, and the kind of consistency that he needs for his bracket racer. As is tradition among race car drivers, the final numbers are a secret. But here's the sweet sound of one more pull. Thanks everyone for watching and subscribing. The numbers are really starting to get interesting. We appreciate every single one of you. And a special thanks to our Patreon team, the folks who go that extra mile every month. You pay for the cameras, the sandwiches off the food truck, and the gas in the dyno room.
And you guys, if you look down below the video, we have a whole bunch of merchandise that you guys can buy. So whatever you like, buy it, love it, wear it, and enjoy it. And help spread the word of Nick's Garage. And if you have some time, check out our Patreon page. We have extra content and you guys can watch it and take it from there. And we'll see you next time.